Martin Creamer from Mining Weekly Online. Could you just give us an outline of what you're doing about demand?
Andrew, will you tackle the question on all the things that we're doing around demand?
We have within Anglo a venture capital fund. Over the last 4 years, we've invested about $35 million in 8 companies that are in various stages of early commercialization of different technologies that use PGMs or enable the use of PGMs. So that would be fuel cell companies, micro gas to liquid companies, hydrogen transportation, those types of companies that are enabling value change which support the future demand for PGMs. We also spend time and effort, not a lot of money, on lobbying and advocacy around the world, principally in the US, but also in China, aimed particularly at the hydrogen economy.
So the Chinese are clearly identifying heavy-duty vehicles where they see the greatest potential for fuel cells. In the first 5 months of this year, we saw 18,000 orders for both buses and light delivery vehicles in China. Both China and Japan are driving the introduction of fuel cells, pushing very strongly, and we continue to believe that by 2025, with the drive in China and in particular Japan, we're likely to see demand in fuel cells about 500,000 ounces.
So you'll have seen, for example, the establishment of the Hydrogen Council, together with Toyota, Air Liquide, and a number of other companies at the beginning of this year. That's an example of our advocacy and promotion efforts for a sector which we believe will be a significant driver of future PGM demand.
Just get an update on new technology.
Gordon, will you pick up new mining technology?
We're spending significant amount of money at the Twickenham operation where it's on care and maintenance, but we do have technology trialling site there. There's work being done there around the ultra-low profile equipment, which is trackless mechanized mining method, which I think many of you are familiar with, and we've been developing that for several years. That's reaching close to maturity at the moment. We've also been working heavily on the practical application of the XLP equipment, and that's going to be integrated into the 15 East drop-down at Amandelbult as part of the initiatives there, so it will become a mechanized section within Amandelbult. Other work which is longer term is around the rapid mining development system, which is a non-explosive rock cutting system, which is again is cutting tunnels at Twickenham at the moment, and the objective there is to have a continuous non-explosive, non-cyclical dependent rock cutting system. That work is ongoing. Mogalakwena, drill rigs, blast hole drill rigs. We've got a program there running around semi-automation of the drill rigs. The option there, the idea there is to actually be able to improve the accuracy, X, Y, and Z, location and depth of ore holes through semi-automated processes on all the drilling. A lot of work is going into Amandelbult to look at the aspects of how do you improve performance in the conventional stoping, and the focus there is to move what we're terming the timberless stope. We're looking at support systems which are essentially longer in-stope anchors, which will then eliminate the need for the majority of sticks and props in the panels, improving productivity and also reducing costs. So,
can you not try and recover the cobalt? It is said that cobalt is burnt off because of the process that you use. The temperatures are so high that you destroy the cobalt, the price of which has rocketed 76% this year.
Should we bring the mic here to Gary?
In terms of cobalt, what you say is correct. The smelting process, pyrometallurgical treatment of our concentrates does result in a lot of the cobalt volatilizing and being lost to slag. Having said that, though, we do recover cobalt, and we do have a project at the moment looking at improving the purity of our cobalt that we have from our base metal refinery to improve the margin that we get for that metal. But compared to a hydrometallurgical leaching of all concentrates, the recoveries would be lower in a pyromet process than on a hydromet process.
I'd just like a little elaboration on your reference to copper.
And the copper project that we're looking at doing is to improve the recoveries in the base metal refinery of the copper. Currently, we toll out in a secondary leach concentrate to a third-party company who recovers copper for us. Our recoveries in copper are around 73 to 75%, and we believe that through the implementation of a polishing copper leach, we can increase that to in excess of 90%. So we're busy with the feasibility study for that, and we hope to have that complete by the, let's say, the first quarter of next year. We're targeting January, February.
Electrification of the drivetrain does continue, but it continues in all three markets: battery electric, hybrid, and fuel cell electric vehicles. It grows from a very low base, and as part of an increasing overall pie of automotive, we see that it actually, even from all of the hybrids, we're unlikely to see a disruption in the automotive business for our sector. Clearly, battery electric vehicles does not use any PGMs. The majority of the electrification of the drivetrain is currently, and believe will continue to be, hybrids, which continue to use PGMs in about the same loadings they are now. And then finally, fuel cell electric vehicles continues to grow, and now finally we're starting to see some real momentum around that with very strong growth potential for platinum.